Mar is oldit tá anwort hismohari gwyl gweilgo wa ag gwyl gasur. Mar tá scéal an go mai gá curriculum gweilgan ac nach mai bontáiste dá laidan chob siúd dionan an ceann is dúránni gon dá curriculum. Cinúr dionfar cinnar seo agus cinúr a chuir deire leis an seafóid seo go mai gá curriculum an agus de marcni céanna as a ceann éisci agus a bheith as a ceann deocha.
Gur mágad a heachta. Dúna le déanaí cóirleáin leis an NCCA gréocht san riochtaí nua de Gaeilge na Hár Testméireachta. Tá ferbert ratha na réocht san riochtaí de Gaeilge na Hár Testméireachta mar chuid de timthriail leanúnach a bhreithnathe agus a orbithe curriculum. Deputy, as you were aware, the public consultation aspect of this process recently concluded in relation to the new draft specifications for Leaving Certificate Irish. The current development of draft specifications for Leaving Certificate Irish is part of the ongoing cycle of curriculum review and redevelopment. And as the Deputy will be aware, the NCCA opened the consultation process and in response to stakeholder concerns and requests extended the closing date to the end of November 21. To support stakeholder participation, the NCCA employed a wide range of consultation tools, including an online survey, bilateral and focus group meetings and written submissions. The NCCA are conducting a detailed analysis of all feedback received, and it is hoped that an interim consultation report will be presented to the NCCA Council in June. A report on the early enactment of Irish at junior cycle is also due to be presented to the NCCA Council shortly, and I look forward to the outcomes of these processes in due course.
Minister, will you accept and will you confirm to me tonight that in no way could we wind up with a situation that you'd have two curricula for Irish, one a lot more difficult and challenging than the other, and that the remarks for both curricula would be the same, and that would count for the same also for the points for CAO entrance. Now, I know that that's not directly your responsibility, but presumably there's coordination between yourself and the Minister of Higher Education to avoid a total farce of a situation that you set two curricula, they're totally different, one's harder than the other, and there's no advantage of doing the hard curriculum. Who'd bother doing it in that circumstances? Certainly I wouldn't have encouraged my children to do it when they were doing the Leaving Cert, even though Irish was their home language.
Thank you very much, Deputy. And to be fair, Deputy, I know you have a particular and passionate interest in this, and you have raised it, on an ongoing basis with me. And with all due respect, it has been raised by your good self, Lascan Corla, and indeed by others here. I want to acknowledge, Deputy, that there has been considerable engagement via the consultation process. For example, the NCCA has received some 740 responses in the online survey and 240 written submissions. And in addition, the NCCA hosted 13 focus group meetings in which there were 275 participants. 8 bilateral meetings were held and 19 individual interviews were held with teachers. So there has been significant engagement, and that engagement is important because it will inform the ultimate decision that is made. And I think to respect that process, it is important that I allow the analysis of that feedback, of that view and varied views, I have no doubt, that have been offered, that we should allow that to be completed.
Yes, Minister, but I think we have to have some system for stopping all the time wasting for absolutely ridiculous propositions being put forward by bodies charged with making sensible decisions. And I therefore think in this case we've been in a very exceptional circumstance, and that's why I'm asking you to intervene and put to bed the very simple proposition, two courses, one harder than the other, and that the same marks and credits will be given for both. Can we not? I can't believe how much money we spent on all this consultation now, and what seems to me to be one of the most utterly ridiculous propositions I've ever heard, that should have been dismissed outright from the very beginning as being a non-starter.
Again, I do feel I need to say that it is important in every sector, including the education sector, that the views of the widest realm of people who are involved in the process, that they do have an opportunity to put and to record their views and their thoughts. And I absolutely accept the very passionately and sincerely held views that have been articulated by both deputies here. But I think it is important in the interest of fairness and in the interest of the process that all views and all shades of views would be facilitated in having their voices heard. And that is exactly what this consultation process has been about, facilitating similarities of views, dissimilarity of views. And I have no doubt that there will be competing views expressed here via this process. But the publication of the conclusion of this process, I absolutely accept needs to be done as a matter of priority, and it will be done. But I do think it's important that the considered views of everybody who engaged, and you can see it's been a huge engagement by people, that they would be given due consideration.
Now, just